Since the release of Windows 7, we have seen 38 security bulletins posted by Microsoft in regards to vulnerabilities concerning the operating systems. These vulnerabilities range from critical, important, moderate, to low. These vulnerabilities include nearly every version of Windows 7, 64-bit and 32-bit. They include vulnerabilities in .NET Framework, vulnerabilities in TCP/IP, in codec packages, in Internet Explorer, in ActiveX, vulnerabilities that would cause remote code execution from service vulnerabilities, and elevation problems. And these vulnerabilities will all be patched and rolled up in Windows 7 Service Pack 1. Many of you may be wondering what is going to be included new in Windows 7 Service Pack 1, and the fact remains that most of us don't really know, including the authority on all things Windows 7, Paul Thurrott, who often releases information that is brand new about Service Pack 1. He has, in fact, released nothing new in this regard, and he's usually always has an inside scoop on what's new. In fact, it looks like Windows 7 Service Pack 1 will be a minor update, mostly geared towards enterprises, businesses, and information technology professionals in order for them to upgrade copies of Windows 7 to the latest version, to reassure their department heads and supervisors and senior management that it's okay to actually deploy Windows 7 out in a work environment. Many businesses have come to the fear that you can't install a Windows operating system until at least one service pack comes out. Windows 7 has sort of broken that barrier. We've seen its stability night and day, day and night, 365 days out of the year here, and it really is a stable, secure operating system. But there have been security vulnerabilities because it is being targeted. It is one of the most popular operating systems in the world. Market share is divided between Windows 7, Windows XP, and Windows Vista. So of course we're going to see a service pack released, and it will be delayed. It will not be released as soon as people think due to a compatibility problem that was found with Windows Server 2008. Windows Server 2008 R2 will have a service pack released at the same time, since Windows 7 is the client for Windows Server 2008. I will go nonetheless into the steps of installing Windows 7 Service Pack 1 Beta and show you exactly what goes on when you install this piece of software, and exactly what changes and if there's any difference in response time. Here we are now. We've searched for Windows 7 Service Pack 1 Beta download, and the first stuff that will pop up here on Bing is Paul Thurrott's super site for Windows, of course, Softpedia's information on this service pack, and documentation from Microsoft. So if you're looking for documentation for Windows 7 and Server 2008, check that out. This includes information about Service Pack 1 Beta, but here we also have the download link for Service Pack 1 Beta from the Download Center, and of course this is KB976932. This is the only valid, digitally signed, genuine copy of Windows 7 Service Pack 1 Beta that is available. There is no other beta. Anyone that is leaking or claiming that they have a leaked final version is clearly lying. There have been a couple of videos on YouTube stating that they have the final RTM version of Windows 7 Service Pack 1, and this is simply not the case. They're probably using branched off development versions of Service Pack 1 that may in fact even be unstable or feature incomplete. So you don't want to be dealing with that stuff. You want to actually download the legit beta from Microsoft. So we'll go here. We already have the download file here, and we'll go ahead and run the installer. We'll say yes here. And here we go. Installing Windows 7 Service Pack 1. We accept. And we'll get the preparing your computer notice. What really Service Pack 1 includes just is a roll-up of all current updates. There's not much else to it, but we'll see if there's any sort of performance improvement. We already have all current updates installed, so it'll be interesting to see if there's really any noticeable difference. Here it goes. Save your work, close all programs, and then click install. And we're creating a restore point. Whoa, here we see some cab files being downloaded. We have some installation files being downloaded. We're installing right now. And of course, I hate to say that this is a very mundane process, but it certainly is. It's quite a long upgrade and install. It is in beta form, so and that may be one of the reasons why, but it's mostly because it's simply taking a long time. It's a big roll-up of updates here. We've got at least 40 or 50 updates to install here, so it's going and chugging along here. And we're now reaching the end of the install procedure. As you can see, the green bar has filled to the end. We're just waiting for the sign for something magical to take place here. We're not really out of the woods yet, and the installer does take a while. Still waiting. Well, as you can see here, we're installing. Configuration is now taking place without warning. It simply threw us right out into the configuring service pack menu. And so we're here now waiting as this installation proceeds. We're seeing a lot of stuff going on now. We've restarted and we've got update operations taking place all over the place. DLL files being updated, all sorts of activity now. The update, we've got 10,300 and how many is that? I'm trying to read it while it's blazing by at top speed. 103,220 update operations taking place. It looks like they all just completed. That's the power of an Intel Core i7 processor, even on a virtual machine, I must say. And solid state hard drives certainly do help. And it looks like we're now just waiting another reboot. And here she comes, coming back to us. Well, we're getting quite a little bit of a slowdown with the Windows logo there. Wonder what that's all about. Hopefully nothing nefarious. Hopefully not an impending sign of doom. And if you hear that noise, that beeping noise, it doesn't mean that I'm installing a beta product. That's actually the sound. It's not the sound of the beta product being installed. It's actually an alarm system that's bugged out. Anyway, we're continuing here. Configuration is taking place again, and we'll zoom back, zoom forward a little bit because this looks like it's going to take a while. Actually, maybe not. No, we'll proceed. We'll talk a little bit more about Windows 7 Service Pack 1 and what this entails. So, as we saw before, we've got dozens of security bulletins which contain dozens of security updates, and we don't have much in the way of new features coming our way. We're hoping for some, but it doesn't look like it, and we're not really supposed to expect some. I think Microsoft as a corporation might be trying to get people used to the idea that service packs are actually, well, service packs. They're not feature releases necessarily. That may change certainly overnight. It could change certainly with Service Pack 2. They could release a Plus type product. If you remember, some of you guys who are familiar with well, the olden days now, 2001, Microsoft released Microsoft XP Plus for people, I believe. That they did that for 95 and 98 too, which included like some extra wallpapers, backgrounds, multimedia features. When we look at the ultimate version of Windows 7, we see things like BitLocker, drive encryption, but we don't see much in the way of like features for entertainment purposes. So looks like we're back here now, and we'll type in our good old password here, find out exactly what's going on with this machine. Taking quite a while for it to boot up here, eh? Oh. Okay, Service Pack 1 is now installed. Well, that's reassuring. Not much in the way here. Well, I can't say offhand that it's much more responsive, and without benchmarking, even with benchmarking, I'm not sure. Oops, sorry, I'm not sure that would even help us in this instance. Yep, there we have it. There she is. This is the only valid version. People that say they have a different version that's more valid than the other one, you know, some people have like version v.2, whatever. When Microsoft releases a beta product or any development product, they'll usually include a version increment, and this will sort of tell you offhand that it's not a final release. So anytime you see something like that, you know for sure that it's not a final release. What you will see in the final release version is most likely no version number here, build 7601, and simply Service Pack 1. They'll probably just increment the build number by 1, and that'll be it. This is very likely some sort of numbering scheme, but probably not even the internal build number at this point. If we want to get into a little more detail here, we can actually go to System Information, check out what that has to say in the way of operating system. Right, so as you see, this is built on a virtual machine. And right, the hardware abstraction layer here is 6.1.7601.16562. So that's the actual real build number for this operating system. The HAL usually gives you a good indication of what's going on, but overall, yep, we have a bunch of updates, and the system is good. It's stable. It's a stable release here, and there's some anticipation about when this thing is going to be released, but overall, they've just got to get it working with server, I think, and I would say that that'll be it. Oh, there you have it. That's my prelude to Windows 7 Service Pack 1. There's not much to really say about it other than that it includes a massive number of updates that are already available through Windows Update and should be downloaded through Windows Update, but all too often we find that people are not installing or downloading Windows updates on a regular basis, and this is where the problem really lies, and that's why we have Service Pack releases. And in office environments, big office environments particularly, it becomes very important. In small office environments, it becomes important because usually there is a lack of expertise in the area of even updating the operating system. You know, there's been times where I've been to offices running with computers running Windows 2000, Windows 98, Windows 95, Windows NT as a server. So this was, you know, as far back as 3 or 4 years ago. So this isn't unusual to see them having to do this. Just release a service pack with a roll-up of security updates, which, in my opinion, pretty good idea. Save the features for something new, you know. Windows 7 is filled with features, and we're going to get more of them. It's just a matter of customers being patient and enjoying the operating system that they have right now. Thanks for watching this video. Visit windows7forums.com for more information, specifically some more information about Windows Server 2008 R2 Service Pack 1. Take care.